Yo, what's going on, guys? It's me, NK, and today I'm going to be talking about Destiny 2. First off, I want to say that everything Bungie has shown us is all pre-alpha or alpha gameplay, so it's not the final product. Now let's talk about how Destiny 2 has changed the weapons and my thoughts on them. Destiny 2 is very similar to Destiny 1, but now instead of being primary, secondary, and heavy, it's now kinetic, energy, and power. Kinetic is just like primary, with auto rifles, scouts, and pulses, with no burn. Energy is just like primary, but now instead of being shotguns, fusions, and snipers, now it's just like kinetic, but with a burn. If your burn matches a super that's coming at you, you do more damage to the super. Power is just like heavy from Destiny 1, but now includes shotguns and snipers and fusions. In my opinion, these changes are actually good. Because Destiny 1 was just an absolute mess. I mean, the balancing was horrible, weapons were horrible, especially after Bungie nerfed so many of them. Destiny Vanilla was perfect in my opinion, PvP wise. With everybody basically doing the same amount of damage if you had Thorn and Last Word and, you know, Sniper Fell Winter. But Destiny 1 in the beginning was fun, and that's all I care about. When I pick up a video game, I care about how it looks, but once I start playing it and really get embraced into this world, like playing Destiny 1 PvP, I'm talking about vanilla here. I loved it. It was so much fun, and that's what kept me playing. That it was fun. After taking King, it was still fun. Don't get me wrong. PvE hooked me, and that was a good thing. With the cinematic experience that you had in taking King, was amazing. But after you were done the campaign, you were done doing the raid, what do? Go straight to PvP. So I played PvP when Taken King first came out, but I kept on playing for a few months and they ruined it. It's not the same. The balancing was horrible. I mean, they made every gun bad. It took forever to kill somebody. Hit detection was horrible on the Last Word. Some shots would hit, some shots would miss. It was just very inconsistent. But I feel like with Destiny 2, they actually have a chance to get it right. Now with Destiny 1, you kill people so fast with a blink, like with a blinking of an eye. But with Destiny 2, I've seen gameplay, and keep in mind that this is not the final product, and it could completely change when the game gets released. But it shouldn't change that much because they're already so ahead in the schedule. So now, I mean, it looks like you kill people decently fast. Not as fast as I would like, because I'm a really huge Call of Duty fan. You know, shitting on people left and right. How much fun I have, you know, sniping people. It's amazing, right? But I feel like Destiny wasn't meant to be that way. And it kind of disappoints me that they made Destiny 1 feel that way in the beginning. I know that was not their intention. I know it wasn't. But once somebody picks up a gun, like the Thorn and Last Word, and you find out you can 2-tap with people, and that's the meta, obviously people are going to start using it and abusing it. Now, any meta that I wish Bungie went to would be year 1 no matter what. I don't care what people say. Casuals just need to get over it. But because this game is going into more of a competitive, especially making everything 4v4, which, are you kidding me? Every game besides Counter-Strike, well, every first-person shooter, and with the competitive multiplayer, it's all 4v4. COD, I mean, come on, 4v4. If they're going with more of a competitive, and they're going with these weapon balancing, well, weapon, like, the way they're changing around the weapons, I feel like this is perfect. Because ammo spawns in so fast with the power weapons, it actually takes, I don't want to say it takes skill, because rockets don't take skill, but now that only one person can grab it, it's so much fair. And it's all around the map, which is alright. I really don't care. Once you grab it, you only one person on your team has it, and they gotta go off with it. So, yeah. And I love the feed that they have at the bottom, where they grabbed it, who grabbed it, for what gun, the power ammo I'm talking about here. That's perfect. That makes it so much easier to find out who got it and go after them. But I feel like if Destiny Destiny 2 is not like Destiny 1 vanilla. Like, I mean, weapon balancing wise, yeah, that's fine. But I mean, killing wise, I don't know if I'm gonna have fun. Because I had a lot of fun when Taken King first came out. The PvP was amazing using bad juju. And then they nerfed the fucking pulses. Why? I don't understand. Why do you make a meta and then completely nerf it to shit? That Bungie has to learn to not do that. You're absolutely ruining a game. They buffed autos and then you're like, wow, autos are actually good. Like the Doctrine, nerf them. I mean, Doctrine, it didn't take any skill. You just spray and pray just like COD. But I mean, they did buff. Finally, they made a gun good. But I mean, really, one gun out of how many guns you have, you ruin fusions, you ruin shotguns, you ruin snipers, you ruin hand cannons, you ruin pulses. I mean, everybody in your meta only uses hand cannons and sidearms now. They're going back to how it was, which sucks. Now this video is gonna be really long, so you guys need to sit down. Now we're moving into some COD gameplay. So yeah. Transition. Now, this is some COD gameplay. I dropped like 100 kills, you know, lit. It's above average gameplay. This gameplay is pretty long, it's 9 minutes long. So, sit down. Alright, now let's talk about PvE here. PvE is amazing. I feel like PvE will be an amazing experience for everyone. They've had 3 years to, basically 3 years. I believe it's going to be 3 years because it was supposed to be released last year. It's in Snake Encampment. Well, around 3 years. Now, if they mess up on PvE, I don't know what they're going to be able to do. I just don't know. PvE is the one experience that any casual can come in and have fun. But if they mess PvE up, they're going to ruin the entire game. Now, PvP, that's more for the competitive people. So, the Destiny gameplay that I had is all about PvP. Because, you know, it's Destiny gameplay and that's my thoughts. Those are basically my thoughts. They need to make the balancing and everything good. That's where I'm going to end off with the PvP. PvE, now, PvE, I'm going to have this very short, and then we'll move into the FPS and dedicated servers and everything on PC, obviously. So, PvE is going to be very, like, PvE, I know it's going to be great. I just know. Because their formula right now is perfect. All they have to do is constantly pump out content. Like, you know how, like, Overwatch has their... Like, they don't have any PvE content, like, a lot. They have, like, what the bosses or whatever. But that's not really PvE, like, Destiny-wise. They need to pump out a lot of content. Like, I think it was a Festival of the Lost or whatever it's called. That was just pay. You gotta pay and then you can have an experience. If you don't pay, you're not doing anything. Which sucked. That was horrible. That was one of the worst, like, events that they ever had, and I hope they never do that again with microtransactions. Ever. Period. But, like, Festival... Oh, not Festival. I said Festival of Lost, but... Yeah, I think it was called Festival. I'm not sure. Okay, I don't remember. Now, Age of Triumph was perfect. You did not need to pay a single penny for it, besides having Rise of Iron and, you know, the game and everything. That was perfect. Bringing back the old raids. They showed us they could do it. Now, I don't know what they were waiting for, but the way they brought it back was perfect. And I really hope with Destiny 2, if Destiny 2 is going to be amazing, they have amazing raids, and if this game lasts 3 years, I hope they constantly update the raids to the next light level. Because it adds more content into the game, getting players hooked. That's the first thing Bungie needs to do, getting players hooked. If you don't have players hooked, then I don't know what you're doing. Then it's just cut and dry. People are leaving your game. Now, they really did. With Destiny vanilla PvE wise, I feel like it was horrible. I mean, the story missions were the exact same, basically. There was no... I can't even call it story missions because they were just missions. The story wasn't there. Like, why are we fighting these people? Well, we kind of got that, but, like, why are they here? The backstory, you know, their lore. And I feel like with Destiny 2, now you've seen Taken King and what they can do with the cinematics and really show a story. I know they're doing that for Destiny 2 with Gaul and the Red Legion or whatever they're called, and they actually have a motive to come to the tower and an actual story. It gets you embraced. That's what people are looking for. Now, I really don't care about PvE. That's something, if I want to like, I'm obviously gonna first dive into PvE and then play some PvP later because I want to play PvE with my friends, grind the levels and stuff, have fun, and that's gonna be an amazing time, right? Now, I don't PvE. I know it's not gonna be an issue, so I'm just gonna end there. I want PvE to be amazing, and I know it's gonna be amazing. So we've seen it with Taken King. They got the formula right. So yeah. But now let's move on to dedicated servers and 60 frames. Now this is a huge issue with a lot of people, not especially for me. I'm kind of iffy on it, but basically what Luke Smith was saying is that the hardware for PS4 and Xbox One, I believe so, cannot output 60 frames on the engine that they're running and how much things that are going on. Now, okay. Now, I understand why they're doing that. Now, I know the Scorpios probably can run 60 frames once that comes out, but they're not going to make it do 60 frames. Because it's a competitive shooter, and they want to have an equal playing field for everyone. So they're going to make it 30... Like, they're not going to change that. That's just not happening. They're going to just give a huge... if somebody has an Xbox One and somebody has a Scorpio, the Scorpio is going to out... Like, you're just going to have 60 frames. You're going to know what's going to happen. I know they're not changing that. But it's a real big issue, especially for console. Now, this really makes me want to move to PC. But the one thing that's holding me back is my friends. None of them have a PC. Well, one's building one, but I guarantee he's not going to buy Destiny 2. I'm not going to be a solo player on Destiny 2, so I'm going to be playing on console. But I'm definitely going to buy it for PC. I want that experience because I have a decent PC now. And I really want that, that immersive, uncapped frame rate 1080p experience. And that's my thoughts on 30 frames. If you have an issue with it and you have a console, save up for a PC. And if you don't, if that's when your friends aren't going there, then just stay on PlayStation. There's nothing you can do about that. I feel like that should not ruin your experience that much unless you're really competitive, a really competitive player. Then it's probably going to PC. So you better move on to PC, even if you're really competitive. But now let's move on to dedicated servers. Now, this was a huge issue in Destiny 1. Without dedicated servers, the skill-based matchmaking just ruined it from Taken King to Rise of Iron. And even in Rise of Iron, there's still competitive matchmaking. They're saying they want to do peer-to-peer and more connection-based with peer-to-peer. Now, I really hope that's true. If their focus is completely and solely on connection, that should not be an issue at all. But I know they're gonna have skill based in there. I know they are because they're going for a competitive shooter. They're gonna sprinkle that, and that's gonna ruin the experience. And I'm not saying that just because, and I don't want that to happen, but I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. Dedicated servers is a huge issue because they don't want to pay for it. It costs a lot to the company. But if you're going with a competitive shooter, then moving completely to 4v4 and you don't have dedicated servers? Like, what? What is that? You gotta move on to dedicated servers. Like, they really gotta, especially with the PC. Are you kidding me? Why not? I don't see why they didn't do it. But it's their choice. It's their game. They want to pay for what they want to pay for. I mean, they're listening to the community, but there's some things you can't get. You can't wish for everything you want. We got the most things. Now, we got what we wanted, right? But until we get our hands on with the beta and the real game, we really can't, I really can't say anything about the game. I haven't played the game. I haven't experienced. I heard it's really slow. It's really slow. It's like Destiny 1 again. But Destiny 1, you can't compare that because Destiny 1, you literally see someone, they die. So yeah, it's my thoughts on Destiny 2, and I'm just gonna let the gameplay roll out. If you heard talking in the in the Black Ops gameplay, I don't mean COD, Black Ops gameplay. I'm sorry, but yeah, I'm just gonna let the gameplay roll out. Sorry for the video being long, but see you guys later. Bye.
Watch when you're killing the zombies by the dragons, and only shoot the zombies in the early round so you can get points. I'm doing what I'm saying right now, and it's doing me fine.
You can run, but you can't.
That was so stupid. Like, don't waste your money on this, people. Might as well just get it done off the wall.
KIA.
Yeah, but then you have like a 50% chance of getting a half run.